Okay, good morning students. Today we are going to continue with the same chapters, metals and non-metals. We did about the chemical properties of the metals and non-metals, where I told you how the metals are reacting with oxygen and how they react with chlorine. But now main thing is how basically is happening at the time of formation of these compounds. This I am going to cover under the topic that is electrovalent bonding, where metals are going to react with non-metals. So first of all, you should know what is electrovalent bonding. The process of bond formation between the metals and non-metals due to loss and gain of electrons is known as electrovalent bonding, and the compounds which are formed under this process are known as ionic compounds. If you remember, when I started with the chemical properties of metals and non-metals, I gave you the description regarding the nature of the metals and non-metals, where I told you metals are having the tendency to lose the electron to get the positive charge, that means they are electropositive in nature, and non-metals are having the tendency to gain the electrons, and they always get an extra edge on getting the electrons, and they gain the negative charge. So this loss and the gain of the electrons between the metals and non-metals results in the formation of ionic compound, and the bond which is formed or is developed between these two metals and non-metals is given the name of electrovalent bond. So I will be taking example. Let me explain this electrovalent bonding through the example. Let's take two elements. One is X, another one is Y. X is with the atomic number of 11 and the Y is with atomic number of 17. You know how to write down the electronic configuration? Let's go for the electronic configuration of this X. This is going to be 2, 8 and 1, and of this Y is going to be 2, 8 and 7. As you know, those elements which are having either 1, 2 or 3 electrons, they are having the tendency to lose the electron. So here we are just going to declare that with this element which is having 1 electron in the outermost shell, this X is a metal, and that which is having 5, 6, those which are having 5, 6, 7, they are considered to be as non-metal. So 7 we are declaring is a non-metal. So this X will very easily lose its 1 electron after getting a bit of the energy, and it will get 1 positive charge. This gaining and lossing is happening due to their stability. Now once the electron is given out, this octet you will be finding complete in this X. So we say that this element has, or this atom has turned very stable after getting the positive charge. If I talk about this Y is going to get 1 electron. So this Y is going to gain negative charge. It is 2, 8 and 8, and here it is 2, 8 and 7. So that means the octet has been completed and they are stable. So 1 electron lost by X and 1 electron gained by Y. So X, now we are going to do it under the Lewis representation, where we will be showing Lewis representation, who taught us how basically it is happening inside the atom, where the electron transfer will be happening. So we will be considering only the electrons which are present in the outermost shell. So X is having only 1 electron and Y is having 7 electrons in the outermost shell. If I have taken circle in one side, so here we should go for the crossing. So 7 electrons in Y, okay, in the outermost shell. So this X is going to transfer its 1 electron. Once the X has given out its 1 electron, this shell is vacant, so it will be gaining 1 positive charge. And then Y, which is already having 7 electrons in the outermost shell, crosses 7 of its own and 1 from their side is coming. So this Y is going to gain 1. Total positive and total negative charges are equal, so you will get X and Y, where you will not be mentioning the charges. So this is XY, which is a compound. This is ionic compound which has been formed by X by loss of electron, Y by gaining of electron. So you have mentioned mention the compound XY here. Let's take another example where X will be with atomic number of 12 and the Y is going to be with the atomic number of, let's say it is 8. Okay, so let's go for the electronic configuration of these two further. So X is going to be 2, 8 and 2 and Y is going to be 2 and 6. Now if you will look at these two atoms very carefully, you will find that X is capable of losing its 2 electrons. Okay, so it is 2, 8, 2 here. Now it will turn out to be 2, 8 and it will be gaining 2 positive charge. Y is deficit of 2 electrons, so it will be gaining 2 electrons to form Y with 2 negative and completely filled outermost shell. So that means X is capable of losing and Y is capable of gaining. So let's go for the electron transfer method. X is having 2 electrons in the outermost shell. Y is having 6 electrons in the outermost shell. So X is capable of giving out 2 electrons, so they are being transferred. So X after being vacant, so it will gain 2 positive charge. And Y instead having 6 of its own is gaining 2 electrons and then it is becoming 2 negatively charged. Total positive, total negative equal, again you got X and Y. If you remember last time I also told that the compound is X and Y. Here also the compound which has been formed is X and Y. But now you remember what basically is happening inside, that is the type thing which has to be taken in consideration. There only 1 electron was being transferred and 1 was being gained. Here 2 electrons are given out and 2 are being gained. Let's take another example. Let's start with another example where X is with 13 and Y is with 7. So you will write down the electronic configuration of this one. This is coming out to be 2, 8, 3 and Y is coming out to be 2, 5. So X is capable of losing 3 electrons. So X will gain 3 positive charge. It is 2, 8, 3. Now it is 2 and 8. If you talk about this Y is capable of gaining 3 electrons. So Y will develop 3 negative charge. Here it was 2, 5 and here it is 2, 8. That means it completely filled outermost shell. That is the octet is there. Now take X having 3 electrons in the outermost shell. Take Y with 5 electrons in the outermost shell. Let's take process here. 5 electrons in the outermost shell. So all the 3 will be transferred so that Y is with the octet in the outermost shell. That is 8 electrons are come there in the outermost shell. So X is going to have 3 positive charge after losing all the 3 electrons and Y is with 8 electrons, 5 of its own and 3 are coming from that side. So Y has gained 3 negative charge. 3 positive, 3 negative charge, they will be cancelling out the effect of each other and you will be getting the compound X and Y. So now recall the first one where I told you only one electron here, that is lost and gained. Second activity where we did 2 electrons where those are being lost and gained. Here if we are talking about here 3 electrons were given out and the 3 were gained in. Here when the number of electrons you have lost and gained are equal, then this compound formation is taking place and these are the ionic compounds which are formed under the electrovalent bonding. Now we will be discussing another example in which unequal number of electrons are being lost and gained and we will study how they form the bonds between them. So now I will be giving you 3 pairs. One is X where you can take X with 11 and Y with 8. Another will take X with 13 and Y is 8. Then take X with 3 and Y is with 9. Okay, let's discuss these. If X is 2, 8, 1, that means it is capable of losing 1 electron and it will form X1 positive where the electronic configuration is 2, 8. If you take Y, it is 2 and 6 after writing the electronic configuration. So it is capable of gaining 2 electrons. So Y will be 2 negatively charged. Now kids, children look at this very carefully. Here it is 2 and here it is 1. Whenever you find the unequal number of electrons, you have to cross multiply these equations, okay, with these numbers. Because here it is 1, you need not to multiply this equation by 1, but because here it is 2, multiply it by 2. So that the number of electrons will turn out to be equal. So that means now you will be considering 2x. Okay, and each X is having 1 electron in the outermost shell. Let's take Y. Y is with 6 electrons in the outermost shell. Let's draw 6. Y is deficit of 2 electrons. That means one X is providing its 1 electron, another X is going to provide its 1 electron. So both the X are going to lose their electron. So X is going 2X. You have to mention the number of X's which are required. So 2X are there and each X has given 1 electron. So each X is going to get positive charge. Y is with 6 electrons in the outermost shell of its own and 2 are coming from 2 X's. So Y is going to gain 2 electrons. But the number of Y is only 1. So the formula is going to be X2Y. That means 2 X's are required to cancel out the negative effect of this Y, because overall it is 2 positive, okay, and then 2 negative. Let's write down the electronic configuration of this one. It is 2, 8 and 3 and this is going to be 2 and 6. So this X2, 8 and 3 is capable of losing its 3 electrons and it is forming X plus plus plus. Y, which is 2 and 6, is capable of gaining 2 electrons to form Y2 negative. Here also the octet is complete, here also the octet is complete. Now look it up. Here it is 3, here it is 2. That means this equation has to get multiplied by 3 and this equation above 1 is to be multiplied by 2. So that means for making the ionic compound, I need 2X and I need 3Y. Okay, each X is having 3 electrons in the outermost shell and each Y is having 6 electrons in the outermost shell. 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6 and 2, 4 and 6. Now this Y is deficit of 2 electrons coming from X, but this X is still left with 1 electron. So one from this side and one from the another X, they will be transferred to this Y. Then you are left with 2. These 2 of the X will be moving to this one. That means 3 plus 3, 6 electrons in all are given by 2 X's and 2 plus 2 plus 2, 6 electrons have been taken by 3Y. So X in overall they are 2 in number, but now with the vacant outermost shell, so they are gaining 3 positive charge because each X has given 3 electrons. Y in all are 3, okay, and each Y was having its own 6 electrons. 2 were coming from that side, so each Y is gaining 2 negative charge. So overall charges are 2 into 3, 6 positive, 3 into 2, 6 negative. So X2, Y3 is the compound which has been formed. Now instead of taking X and Y, I am specifically giving you the elements. Now you know that the magnesium is having the atomic number of 12 and the chlorine is having the atomic number of 17. So magnesium is with the electronic configuration of 2A2 and this is with the electronic configuration of 2A7. So magnesium is going to lose 2 electrons to form magnesium 2 positively charged. Okay, it is 2, 8 and 2 and this is going to be 2, 8. Chlorine is with 2, 8 and 7. So it gains 1 electron to form chlorine ion. So again unequal number of electrons. So multiply this equation by 2. That means for forming the ionic compound, just to get the total positive charge nullified, it gets its effect by the negative charge. We need 1 magnesium atom and 2 chlorine atoms. So take magnesium, it is with 2 electrons in the outermost shell, and then take chlorine with 7 electrons in the outermost shell. So magnesium, how many chlorine atoms? 2 are required. So mention 2. Okay, one of the electron is going to this chlorine atom and one is going to this one. So magnesium will gain 2 positive charge after giving out both the electrons, and 2 chlorine atoms which were having already of their own 7 electrons will be gaining 1 from the chlorine magnesium side and will gain 1 negative charge. So you will get 1 magnesium with 2 positive charge, 2 chlorine atom with 2 negative charge overall. So magnesium chloride is the compound which has been formed. Okay. Children, now you might have understood how the electrovalent bonding formation takes place in metals and non-metals, or you can say how metals react with non-metals. Here we have considered just the monoatomic ions. If you remember class 9, in your chapter number 3, we always make you people just learn that table 3.6 where we ask you people to learn the valencies of the atom. Here you yourself are finding the valencies of atoms, and then finally you are That is the Lewis representation also, and you can say the electron transfer method also. Another one where I told you, you have been provided with two elements, aluminium with atomic number 13 and instead of this one they have given you oxygen with atomic number of 8. And then you have to show the formation of the compound. Here they have already given you the names of the elements. They have already told you that the aluminium is metal and the oxygen is non-metal, where you will be definitely aware about how the loss of electron will be taking place in this case and the gain of electron will be taking place in this case. So then you can go for the electron transfer method, and for your betterment I have given you how the loss and gain takes place, and finally you can conclude with the formula formation. It's not a difficult task, better. So you can revise all the things on your own for the better understanding. Okay, then match with the video and then finally come to the conclusion. In case you will be having any problem, you can ask us, and feel free any moment you can ask the question. The next point which we will be discussing next in the next videos, that will be regarding the properties of the ionic compounds. This is a very important part of this particular topic. This has been